Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, you can see I'm sitting in the other chair because I need the light. So I have the door open and the light inside our entryway is on, and then I have the carriage light on. I need all that. And I also need the candle so that I get enough light out here. And I just poured myself a cup of iced coffee, and I put a little sugar-free banana syrup in it. Let's see how it tastes. Delicioso. Very, very good. And we just got home literally like 5 minutes ago from dinner with this couple that we've been friends with for 16 years. It's crazy. So anyway, we're talking all about it. And it is currently, you guys want to know what the time is? Who wants to guess the time? I'm vlogging very, very late tonight, and I also feel like I'm sitting on a wet spot where I watered the Miss Fernalicious last night, and I think she's been dripping onto this chair because, well, my butt is wet. But you know what? I'm gonna take these jeans off in a second. So, okay. It is currently, are you ready? 10:28 p.m. and let's see what the temperature is. It was actually like 82 or something today. I don't know. Oh, my neighbor next door, she's singing in her garage. It is currently 69 degrees and partly cloudy. What was it today? I can't. Where's my reading glasses? I told her that we need to have a singing competition. Okay, what was the temperature today? Does it say? Oh, I can't go back. Where does it say the daily temperature? It'll say what the high was today. Oh, it doesn't say on here anymore what the daily temperature was. So I don't know what the temperature was today. It was like in the 80s or something like that. People were like sending me DMs and they were like, have a great pool day and stuff like that. I did not go to the pool today. I did not. It was cloudy like most of the day. So I kind of thought about going to the pool, but then I was like, sing it, girl! Sing it loud! Hey! That's my neighbor. She's my pool buddy this summer. But anyway, I was like thinking about going to the pool earlier today, and then I was like, well, I want to film these videos and stuff. Today was like a shit show as far as videos, so let me just tell you. So Alex was like, he wanted to go to the mall today to like buy a couple things and all this kind of stuff. And I think they're like doing a very long brunch tomorrow, so I've opted out of going tomorrow. It's now like 11 people, so I'm like, I think I'm just gonna sleep in. And I'll tell you, part of my decision was made. Is she leaving? Is she going somewhere? Was made when I started watching a show. So, and also when I started watching a show last night, and also what happened with my drama video today and stuff like that. So let me explain to you what happened. So I got up today. Well, first of all, I have these like jeans on rolled up, and then I have, oh my god, I just like literally rolled back into this wet spot in this chair. My butt is totally soaking wet. So let me take off these Oxfords. These are these Oxfords that I got from Untamed Street. I love these so much. I have gotten so much wear of these shoes. I want to buy a brown pair. They have like a pair that's called Cognac, and I think I want to get them in the exact same style. And then I want to get another style, but I'm not going to wait till the fall to do that because you don't really need Oxfords, you know, for the summertime. But I wore them, and I actually wore them with no socks, and I got no blisters, and they were super, super comfortable. Maybe that's partly because they're kind of worn in, because, you know, I used to get, you know, sing it, girl! I used to get blisters all the time. Whew, okay, that feels much better. These were like right by the door, these furry Birkenstocks that I really haven't worn since it's been cold outside, so I brought those out. Alright, so, yeah, I stayed up very late last night. Let's go back and talk about last night. So last night, Alex and I finished watching Palm Royale. I did a whole... What is going on over there? Oh, she's leaving with somebody. I heard her huffing and puffing in her driveway. Or maybe she's pulling her car into the garage, who knows. Anyway, so we finished Palm Royale last night. We had 4 episodes. I loved it. I did a whole review of it over on my Peter Watches TV channel today. And so we finished Palm Royale last night. And then, what was last night? Is today Friday? Oh yeah, because we were going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race tonight. We're going to have to wait till tomorrow or Sunday to watch that. So we And I just got a text message from one of the stores I got Alex's stuff at that some of his stuff is in. That they had to order in, so I have to go pick that up probably on Sunday after brunch. So anyway, I got done watching... Oh, I know what happened. Okay, so we watched Palm Royale last night, and when we got done... Why do I feel like we went somewhere first? He was at his mom's house having a rape us. I have this bracelet on. My husband gave me this bracelet for, like, Christmas, I think. I love it so much. Yeah, he got me this for Christmas. This bracelet. I'm going to take it off. I had a watch on, and I had another bracelet on, and I took that stuff off and put it in the kitchen. So anyway, my husband's so sweet. I can't put these bracelets on myself. The other bracelet's like an ID bracelet, and so he puts them on for me. Isn't that so sweet? I think it's such a romantic gesture. When somebody, like, unzips your dress or zips, you know, a dress up or puts your, like, bracelet or something on like that. So anyway, I know I can get it off. I got the other bracelet off. But anyway, so he came home and I was like, okay, we got to watch a show if we're going to watch it because I've got this movie to watch for Peter's Movie Club and things like that. Love this bracelet so much. I get a lot of compliments on this bracelet, by the way. My husband has good style. So, so he was like, yeah, let's watch it right away. So we started watching it probably like a half an hour, after he got home. So we finished it last night, and we got done about 12:30 in between, like, taking Boo Radley out and giving him his medicine and stuff like that. So we finished Palm Royale at, like, 12:30 last night. If you want to see my review of it, it's over on my Peter Watches TV channel. So then I was like, what are you going to do? And he's like, well, I'm going to go to bed. He's like, I'm going to get a good night's sleep tonight. So he went upstairs. He was, like, rolling through TikToks for a while. And so I started watching Man in the Moon, which was last week's movie for Peter's Movie Club. Now, okay, this week's movie for Peter's Movie Club is one of my all-time favorites. It was one of my mother's favorites. It's a very emotional movie. It is life-changing. It's fantastic. So go over to my Peter Does Stuff channel and please go watch that video and then see what the movie is for this week. And they're all on Tubi. They're all for free. You can find this movie other places too. So anyway, I watched Man in the Moon last night and I finished that. I think it was like an hour and 39 minutes long. I did a whole review of it on my Peter Does Stuff channel. I liked it. Like, if I never watched it again in my life, I'd be completely fine. It wasn't as good as I remember it being. But anyway, so I watched that last night. And then I got done with that. And that was at, like, if I started it at 1, I think it was close to 3 when I finished it. And I was like, okay, what am I going to watch next? And so I was like going through these shows, watching trailers and stuff like that. I think Boo Radley came downstairs and I took him out and I got him some food and was like switching up laundry and stuff like that. And so I was like, I think I'm going to watch, I can't remember what I narrowed it down to. I had like 2 shows that I was going to watch it between. What did I find out that was done last night? Oh, The Veil on Hulu with the girl that's in The Handmaid's Tale, and she was in another show on Apple called I was going to say Shiny Happy People, but that's the documentary about the Duggars. Shining something, but anyway, I loved that show with her. So I was going to watch The Veil because Tanya said it's really, really good. But Caroline kept on going on about this show the other day on Hulu called Under the Bridge. And I had said I was going to start it the night before, but then I ended up watching that Beauty Queen Killer documentary that was 3 parts the night before. So I was like, okay, let's start this Under the Bridge show. And I didn't really know what to expect. It is so good. I watched I think I watched 2.5 episodes last night. I ended up going to bed like right at 6 o'clock in the morning. It is so good, you guys. It is so unbelievably good. So it's about, I don't even remember, like, well, I will say last night I fell asleep rather quickly. I don't know if it's the pillow or if it's just the reducing of, like, my sleep. It's interesting that, like, cutting my sleeping medication in half and taking less, like, actually works better for me. Has anybody else had that experience as well? My doctor kind of told me that. He said sometimes when, like, you take a higher dose, it doesn't work as well as if you take a lower dose. But I've cut my dose in half, and I traded the pillows out, and I now have a firmer pillar. I now have a firmer pillar at Shake and Bake, and I helped. And I am literally, like, asleep in, like, a half an hour. I like looked at the clock and I was like, when I looked at the clock, it was like 6:09 a.m. And I was like, okay, I just want to remember that. So when I'm up like at 8:09 a.m. And the next thing I remembered, Alex was on, he has a Zoom meeting every Friday morning at 9 a.m. And I could hear him down there and he was on a Zoom meeting. And then I felt like, I didn't even get up and go to the bathroom or anything. I felt like, I looked over, Boo Radley was asleep in his little purple bed. And so I fell back asleep. And the next thing I woke up and Alex was like downstairs and he was watching Shameless. And so I got up and took my medicine and like all that kind of stuff. Boo Radley was still sleeping in bed next to me, little sweetie, little cute guy. And so I like put on my clothes, went downstairs to get a cup of coffee, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Well, I'm thinking about running to the mall. I want to get something for Saturday, and there's something else I wanted to buy, blah, 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 whatever." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Well, since you're leaving, I'm going to film a couple videos." That was at like, so we had to leave here at 6:15. We ended up leaving here at 6:30 because he took like a long nap and stuff like that. So, I was like, well, I'm going to film a couple videos, so take as much time as you need. I ended up talking on the phone for like a half an hour, 45 minutes or something like that. And so then I started making videos. I was like, okay, I'm going to make the Peter's Movie Club video first because I want to make sure that I get that one done. And I also want to make sure that I got my vlog done, right? And so I filmed the movie video, and then I turned around and I was like, I want to like, I'm having so much fun on the Peter Watches TV channel, like reviewing TV shows. And, you know, when I started it and I was doing reality TV, like I love reality TV, but I think you guys know, like I love binge watching these shows. They're like the Netflix top 10, the HBO Max top 10, the Apple top 10. I love those like limited series, or even if they're a couple seasons. I love those kind of mystery thriller shows, or like the documentaries that are 6 parts and stuff like that. And I'm having so much fun watching them and reviewing them. I'm just like, I'm having so much fun on that channel. And so I was like, okay, we finished Palm Royale last night, so I'm going to watch that one. Or I'm going to do the video for that. So I turned around and I did that one. And then I was like, well, since Alex isn't home yet, he hadn't texted me. And I was like, well, maybe I should do a drama video. So I had something that I was, it was a Jaclyn Hill video, but then it ended up turning into more me talking about like Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson and things from the past and things that are going on right now and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, I'll make that video. So that video ended up being 52 minutes long. Like it's rendered and uploaded and everything. It's 52 minutes long. So at that point, like then Alex came home and I was taking Boo Radley out. I was trying to get the other 2 videos up, and then the drama video, like edited, put together, rendered, and like to upload it and whatever. And it just, the timing just like got away from me. And I was like, I kept on looking at the clock and I was like, if I'm gonna vlog, I have to go out and vlog now. It was like, I have less than 40 minutes. I have less than 30 minutes. And then it was like, I have less than 15 to 20 minutes to vlog and also get my videos up and get in the shower in time. Who's coming down the street? This is my neighbor? Oh, no. And so, it's funny how you, like, know the noise and the sounds of, like, all the cars that come, like, where they live and stuff like that. It was funny because my neighbor, when she was talking to me the other day, we heard this, like, car coming down here, and she was like, who is this person? I was like, I didn't even see the car, and I was like, oh, that's so-and-so, because I know how the car sounds. And she's like, how did you know that? They pulled right in there. I go, because I know the sounds of the cars in the neighborhood. So, because I sit out here so much, you know? So, anyway, so, yeah, so my videos were taking like a long time to upload, like a really long time. And I started uploading my drama video on my phone, and I like was getting ready to get in the shower. I like trimmed my beard and shaved and stuff. And I was like and I didn't really know what to wear because this couple that we were going out with, like he always wears like a sport coat. Like he's very dressy. He loves like suits and stuff. She's not like as dressy, but I knew that he would dress up a little bit. And so I thought we were going to this event thing. I'll explain to you what it was in just a second. So anyway, so anyway, I was like trying to like figure out what to wear, trying to get these videos up at the same time. Well, I went and looked at my phone, and I had like, it was something like 45 minutes or like 48 minutes or something, and we had like 20 minutes until we were leaving. I was like, this video's not gonna be done. I like I had my AirPods in my bag that I was gonna listen to it on the way there so I could just like post it once we got there and stuff like that. I was like, there's no way, it's not gonna go up in time. So I started uploading it on the computer, and I just like stopped uploading it on the phone, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just have to live in the present moment and just accept things as they are. And I was like, okay, there's not going to probably be a vlog today, and then the drama video is just going to have to wait until tomorrow. I'll just post it tomorrow, right? And so we were on the way home, and like Alex was like, he was like asking me like what I was gonna, like he was like, you said something about having to vlog when you get home, and I said, well, I really like, I'm trying not to miss days on my vlog. And he was like, I'm just gonna go upstairs and probably roll through some TikTok. So he's like, if you want to vlog, I was like, I have to call Tanya back too, because Tanya called me while we were at dinner. So I was like, and then Caroline was texting me because she's watching Eric, and she was like, Eric is so good, and I was texting her about Under the Bridge, and I really want to get back and watch the rest of this show, Under the Bridge. It's 8 episodes, so I have 6 left. I don't know if I can finish it tonight, but but I hope I can, because it's so good. It is so good. I'll tell you about it in just a second. So anyway, so yeah, so I was like, okay, and we were talking about it on the way back, and then he was like, so what are your, like, plans for tomorrow? He's like, do you want to come down for, like, an hour? I was like, I just don't think he's like, it's going to be really hard to get it. He's like, if you want to come, you can come. He's like, but I just want you to be fully prepared that it's going to be, like, really hard to get, like, an Uber, like, from downtown and stuff like that. I was like, you know what, I think I'm just going to skip tomorrow. And then you just go have fun with your friends and whatever, and all that kind of stuff. So he's like, okay. And I was like, because in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, do this and do that. And I, like, had kind of forgotten about this drama video. And I was like, so I really, like, I didn't film that much today, so I want to film much more tomorrow. And in all honesty, I really don't want to be around all the crowds. You know, I just don't. I did that on Tuesday night with Stevie Nicks. It was a lot for me to work myself up to it. I don't really have any desire to go do that for tomorrow. So anyway, by the way, for Pride Day, the festival tomorrow, I saw, like, the whole thing about it, like the lineup and everything. They have all these new rules this year. Like, they have all these new rules of, like, what you can and can't bring. You can't bring pets there. I mean, it's all this stuff that's, like, it seems very protective to me. Of, like, I don't know, it's, like, anyway, and, like, somebody posted it in the local newspaper, like, on the Facebook, and there was, like, all these comments underneath there that were, like hate crime comments. I was like, this is kind of scary. Like Indianapolis is rather conservative, but I've never seen, like, responses like this to, like, so anyway, keep everybody at Pride Day in your prayers tomorrow. So I was like, oh, okay, and then I was like, oh my god, I have that drama video that I have for tomorrow, so I'll just post it tomorrow, because I'm not going to post it. I thought we'd probably get home, because our dinner was at 7:30. I thought we'd get home between, like, 9:30 and 10, which we got home, like, right, you know, a little bit after 10. And so I was like, I'll just post that video tomorrow, and then I can film videos on all my other channels, because I wanted to film, you know, like a Peterisms today, a BookTube video today. I had a whole list of videos that I wanted to film, and I was like, now I have a drama video to post tomorrow. It's whatever, right? And so, I mean, nobody's really, like, dying to watch videos about Lipstick Gate and Dramageddon. You know, what's going on with it now, you know, on a Friday night at 10 o'clock. Like, nobody's dying to watch that video. So I was like, I'll just post it tomorrow. And now, if it's nice, I can go to the pool for a little bit. I can read a little bit. I can, like, take more time filming the other videos that I want to film. And I can have a really relaxing day. And then when Alex comes home, he'll probably take a nap. And then we can watch RuPaul's Drag Race tomorrow night, or, like, a movie or something like that. So it'd be real fun. So I'm real excited about it. Yeah, so that's tomorrow. So we went to tonight. So this couple that we are, like, friends with, so Alex used to work with her. And so every Wednesday night when Alex and I mean, like, literally, like, week 2 of us dating, there would be, like, 5 girls that all work, like, 4 girls and Alex that all work together, and then their boyfriends, significant others. And so we would all go to this place in Noblesville. It's called Moe's. It's still there, but I don't think it's called Moe's today. And so we would all do, like, karaoke. Like, the couple that we went with tonight, he, like, was in charge of the karaoke there. So we would all go there, like, on a Wednesday night, and we would stay till, like, 1 o'clock in the morning when they closed, and we would all, like, everybody would do karaoke. I hardly ever did it, because I was always terrified. I think I did it one time or something like that. But we would all, like, sit around, you know, and all this kind of stuff. It was fun, and so it was, like, 5 couples, and we all hung out together. We went to, like, Gatlinburg, Tennessee one time, got a cabin, all this. These 5 couples, we did, like, everything together the first couple years that we were together. So this couple we've known for, like, a very, very long time, and they have been, like, really, really good friends of ours. And I think they got together, so we got together in 2008. We were talking to them tonight. They got married the same year that we did. They got married in May of 2011. We got married in August of 2011. They have 4 kids now, which is crazy. And I think they were together for, like, a year before we got together. So they've been together for, like, it will be 16 years in August. I think they've been together for, like, 17, coming up on 18 years. So anyway, we hadn't seen them for a while, and he, like, opened a new business, and so he wanted us to come and see the business. And so it was so sweet. Like, we went there, and, like, you know, he had asked, like, he had, like, all this, like, you know, he had a whole bar set up and everything like that. It was just the 4 of us. I thought it was, like, this event, like, an opening of this business. And so we went, he was, like, just showing us around and stuff, and, like, they, you know, have this, like, huge display table, and so over it, he had made it, like, really nice. He put this, like, charcuterie tray together. Let me show you. I put it on my Instagram. People are already commenting on it. They're like, Tammy and Amy Slayton would love it. They'd say it's a charcuterie tray. So where is it at? Okay, here's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. It was really good. But I had to be very careful because I was like, now, did everything touch everything? Because like charcuterie trays, like if anything's touched the meat, I have to be very, very careful of it. So I don't touch anything that's anywhere near the meat. And then, you know, we had Diet Coke and he had a glass of wine for Alex and his friend. And then, yeah, and then he had like a scotch and soda or something like that. But anyway, it was fun. And then we went to dinner. He like booked us reservations at this new restaurant in Carmel. It's called Tre, like T-R-E. It was an Italian restaurant. It's owned by the people that own Sangiovese, which is like one of my aunt and uncle's was one of their favorite restaurants. They love Sangiovese, and Alex and I love Sangiovese. And so it's owned by the same people, but it's like a new restaurant in Carmel. And we went. And it was interesting because when we were going, he's like, I'm really excited about trying it. He's like, but we've heard from a couple people that the food's not great. And I was like, well, is it Italian? Because I love Italian. So it was really, really good. I got, so they ordered bruschetta and they ordered appetizers that were both like vegetarian. And I can't remember, it was like this mozzarella and like cheese dip that you dipped like these like crackers and it was really good. And then we all got salads. Alex and his wife, well, the other guy's wife, got Caesar salads, and he and I got these salads. They're called summer salads. They were like fruit salads with like leaves in there, and they had like a vinaigrette. It was delicious. It was so good. It had like pineapple and stuff in it, and nuts. It was so good. And then I asked the server, I was like, I'm a vegetarian, like, which ones would you suggest? And so there was like 3 pasta options, and he told me which one he thought was the best. It had something that was like truffles in it. It was good. The pasta was not the best. The salad was incredible. The appetizers were like, I didn't have any of the bruschetta, but I had like the other stuff. The appetizers, Alex said the bruschetta was great. I had like a little bit of like the bread off of it. But everything was good there. It was a cute environment. It had like big open windows and was overlooking. We were sitting inside, but we were like sitting inside like in the bar, but like at this like table. It was very nice, very dressy. We were not. Like nobody in there was like really that dressed up. But it was a cute restaurant. It's like right on the corner off of Main Street in Carmel. It was funny because I was saying, like, right across the street is the oldest bar in Carmel that you can still smoke cigarettes in. I know because my cousin Caroline goes there sometimes. And he's like, how did you know that? I was like, because it was open when I was in high school. Like, people used to go there. My mom, this old area of Carmel, Indiana, which is where I went to, it's like right down from the high school. So they've developed it over like the last 20 years. It's gorgeous. I mean, there's like amazing condos. That's like all these restaurants, like high-end restaurants. It's really nice in there. My mom loved that area of Carmel. She loved like walking in the streets and stuff down there. She would like, I think my mom would have been really, really happy like living in like, they have like buildings that are like 10 stories high. She would love to like live in a condo, be able to take her, you know, elevator down and just not drive anywhere and just walk. They have like grocery store in walking distance. They have, you know, coffee shops in walking distance, the cake shop. So, I mean, they have all, it's like, it's so cute in there. It's like a little cozy mystery. It's real cute. My mom would have loved it. It's like all been redone to like look like an old town. And so my mom would have loved it. She could have like lived there and just felt so safe walking around. So anyway, it was real fun. And we got there at like 7:30 and we left there about 9:45 or something like that. And we had a good dinner. So she is the friend that, another one of our friends, our friend that lives in Denver. He, Alex, myself, and her all were the ones that danced on stage for Britney Spears, because Alex and her worked with the girl that was on, that did Britney Spears' hair, well, did her dancers' hair and makeup and Britney's makeup, I think, for 2 world tours. And so that's how we got to dance on stage with Britney Spears. She was telling us, she was like, yeah, she's like, my daughter, she's like, who's like 8, she's like, she tells all of her friends, my mom danced on stage with Britney Spears. And she's like, and they never believe it. And she's like, and then they always, and she's always like, Mom, tell them it's true. And she's like, it's true, I did. And it's so funny because I was like, yeah, nobody believes me when I tell them that we danced on stage with Britney Spears either. She was like, that was a fun night, wasn't it? I was like, yeah. We were talking about it tonight. We're like, we got the backstage, like, tours, a Britney Spears tour and all that kind of, I mean, it was really, that was a fun night. It was a fun weekend. They all got, like, Taco Bell later that night. I mean, not Britney Spears. She wasn't with us. But then we stayed in this hotel and they all got, like, well, our friend that, like, did hair and makeup, she was, like, went back. We, like, she had a break. There was, like, a day break from, like, Chicago to Columbus. Or I think it was the last time we did that, we danced in Columbus. And so she was in Indianapolis visiting family, and so we drove her from Indianapolis to Columbus, and so she was back on the tour, so it was the 4 of us in this hotel room, and I remember we got Taco Bell really late. It was so fun. We were talking about that whole trip, and that was before they were married, so it was before we were married. God, that was a long time ago. But anyway, we were telling old stories, and we like this... I wish I could remember what this dog's name was. We rented this cabin. It was like 5 couples in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And he and I, like, all the couples, like, drank real heavy the first night. Well, I don't drink, and he doesn't really drink either. I mean, he'll have, like, a drink, right? And so he and I got up. I, like, wanted to go shopping. They were so hungover the next day, they didn't want to do anything, right? Like, nobody. And so I was, like, telling Alex, because, like, Alex hadn't really drank that much the night before either. And I was like, I want to, like, go into town in Gatlinburg. Nobody wanted to go into shopping. Nobody wanted to do anything, right? And so there was this dog that, like, the owner, I don't remember how we rented this cabin, but, like, the owner was right next door. And they had, like, this dog. And the dog looked like he kept on saying it looked like Pepe Le Pew or something. We could not remember what we called this dog tonight. I have to look. I was like, I gotta look through texts from like years ago because we used to like text it to each other as a joke, he and I. But like, so we called him like something like his. Remember like the cartoon Pepe Le Pew? So anyway, it was something like, and he would do this like accent, and like when this dog would like prance around. He was this real cute dog that was like on the property, and so it was he and I and like Alex the whole time that were like outside because everybody else was hungover. They didn't want to go anywhere, so they're like, "Oh, please go get us coffee." So we all ran out and got coffee. And every time we did, this little dog would like follow us out to the car. It was real cute, right? And so our friend is like super funny. He's real hilarious, and so the neighbor one day was like out there, and he was like. He said something about, we had like named the dog like Pepe Le Pew or something like that because he looked like the skunk from Pepe Le Pew or whatever, right? And so, and he would be like, oh, Pepe Le Pew. He would like do this like French accent. And so he asked the neighbor, I can't remember we couldn't figure it out tonight. I was like, I'm gonna have to look through all the texts from years ago. So anyway, but he asked the owner, our friend, he was like, what's your dog's name? And the owner was like, oh, we call him Don Johnson. So the tripod just fell. I was like laughing and I hit it. But anyway, he was like, the neighbor was like, we call him Don Johnson. Anyway, so we ended up calling him something like Pepe Le Don Johnson or something. I can't remember what we called him, but it was like some combination of Pepe Le Pew and Don Johnson. But it was so funny. I can't remember. It's like the real. I'll have to look it up in the text message. It was so funny. We got laughing so hard talking about it. But anyway, it was so good to see them. And so we talked about like going over to their house some like weekend night and like ordering pizza and just like hanging out with them and the kids and stuff like that. It was really good. We were talking about like it's interesting, like, you know, of those 5 couples and one other woman, like she's been single all the time and like she has a child now and stuff like that, and she's doing great. And then like the 2 of us are like the only couples that are still together, you know. And you know, we were talking about like what makes a marriage last and how hard it's been and things we wouldn't have thought about like that first year that we were together. My husband is in the kitchen. What does he get? We just went to dinner. What is he trying to get over there? So anyway, we don't have any desserts in the refrigerator. Oh, he's cleaning something. Oh, I bet he's getting a water bottle for tomorrow. In case they, oh yeah, because we have this like Pride water bottle. I bet he's going to take that tomorrow. He went to Abercrombie and he bought it's a sleeveless t-shirt and it has RuPaul on the front of it. It's like one of their Pride t-shirts. He's probably getting all that stuff ready for tomorrow in case they end up going to the festival. He's not sure. He's like, we might just like sit and have brunch, or we might go to the festival. Have brunch and then go to the festival. We're not really sure yet. So that's probably what, yeah, I can hear them and they're cleaning out the water bottle. I bought that water bottle like years ago at Five Below. It was so cheap. But anyway, it was so fun. We had such a good time. So, yeah. That's what I'm like. I was telling when we were at the pool, was that yesterday or the day before? We were talking about like, she's like, yeah, she's like, now that I'm older, she's 30. She's like, now that I'm older, she's like, I don't like to really, we were talking about like, she's like, I really want to like, I'm thinking about like maybe like trying to like introduce her to Tanya's son because they have a lot in common. I don't know why it never really occurred to me before, but I love both of them. So anyway, so she's like, now that I'm older, I don't really like to go out to bars and clubs anymore. And I was like, yeah, me neither. And she just kind of looked at me. I was like, no, like, I mean, I love to stay at home. Like, I'm such a homebody. We were talking about that tonight, right? And because like, our friend, the wife, was like, oh my God, I like, would never leave the house if I didn't have to, right? And I was like, yeah, I was like, you know, people are always like, well, you need to leave and you need to do this. And I'm like, I need to just stay where I'm comfortable. I need to, like, if I like being at home and watching shows and going to the pool and talking to my neighbors, like, why? It's my life. I should live my life the way that I want to, right? She's like, I 100% agree. She was like, people are always like, well, you should get out and do more. And she was like, you know, like, if that's what makes me happy, we should do the things that make us happy. We were talking about that tonight. But anyway, So I was telling my neighbor when we were at the pool, I was like, you know, it's so funny because like back in the day, I used to like, this is what I ended up deciding to wear, was this black shirt, just short sleeve black polo shirt that I have had. And this is like super, super baggy on me. Do you guys see? Like I'm like, I don't know if you can, I don't want to pull it up so you can see my leg, but like it's so baggy on me. Because I was like, go baggy and comfortable or go a little bit tighter. And I was like, no, I'm going baggy and comfortable tonight. And then I just wore these blue jeans with it. So anyway, but I was telling my neighbor, I was like, yeah, the things I like to do now are like, I love to just like go out to dinner and then maybe like a cup of coffee at somebody's house afterwards or something like that. Or, you know, go someplace for a cup of coffee and like, if they want to have a drink, I have a cup of coffee and then we come home. Like that's what I would watch a movie like after we come home. That's what I like to do. I don't love this going out to it, leaving to go to a bar at 11 o'clock. It's so funny. Like I used to love to do that. I can remember friends of mine calling me and being like, I mean, this was like after my ex and I broke up. So that would have been, oh, Boo Riley just came to see me. So that would have been the year that I turned 36, because it was the year that my mom passed away. She passed away when I was 35, and then I was turning 36. And I can remember friends of mine calling me like that year that I was single after my ex and I broke up, before Alex and I got together. So we broke up in December of 07, and then Alex and I got together in August of 08. So that time I was single. And I can remember like that spring and summer, like after my mom passed away, especially like friends asking me to go out and stuff. I had a couple friends that like I was like really close with. Like even with my friend that I went to Denver, because I was going to move to Denver, and so I went out there for Pride, and we went to all the Pride Day festivals and all the bars, and all, it was fun. That was so much fun. I think I did that, yeah, that was, I was like, did I do that 2 years in a row? That was so much fun. Oh my god. Pride in Denver was like probably one of the best prides I've ever had in my entire life. So I was like, but I can remember people being like, let's go out, I'll pick you up at 10:30. I was like, 10:30 who? No ma'am, I don't go out till midnight. Nothing happens till midnight. And then, you know, I'd stay till 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we would go to, I like look back on that, I'm like, and I was getting up a lot earlier than I'm getting up now. I'm just tired from watching TV shows, you know? Like, it's crazy to me that I stayed out, like, for, like, really late hours back in the day. Like, I did, you know? It's crazy to me. So, yeah, I'm just excited for this weekend. He's excited about going downtown tomorrow. I'm excited about having a relaxing day. And then on Sunday, we'll probably have brunch. We're talking about maybe trying somewhere new. And then I gotta go and pick up something at the mall afterwards. And then I'll probably make a couple videos and stuff like that. Well, if I make a bunch of videos tomorrow, then I might just do a vlog on Sunday. We'll just kind of have to see. Maybe I'll make a drama video tomorrow to post on Sunday. I did my hair tonight. What do we think? I don't like really know what to do with my hair anymore. Somebody said I should change the side that I do. So see, I have a scar that goes all the way through here. Okay, you can feel it. It's like right here, I can feel it. It goes all the way back here. And so it's like my hair doesn't sit the same way that it did, and I'm like real weird about like covering it up and stuff like that. So somebody told me to like change the part on my hair. I don't know how to do my hair from that side. So we're not going to change the part to the other side. I mean, for 50 years I've done it this way. We're going to keep it doing this way. Glamour shots. Yeah, so it would be a nice relaxing weekend. I cannot wait to finish watching this show. I haven't been this excited to watch a show in 2 days. All these shows, I'm like, Palm Royale, I felt the same way. I was like, last night, I was like, okay, we need to watch this show because I want to find out what happened. I will tell you, okay, so first of all, I will say this about Palm Royale. It's got renewed for another season. So if you watch it, the way it ends, just know that it's like a prelude to the next season. Because I was like, are you effing kidding me? This is how they're going to end this show. So anyway, but it got put on for another season. So cheers to that. I thought it was great. I thought, like, all the ensemble cast, I mean, it's so many fantastic people that don't ever belong to be in a project together. Like, and none of them make sense together. And it's, like, fantastic. Allison Janney is, like, one of my favorite actresses of life. I loved her in I, Tonya, which I just watched not too long ago, but I loved her in Drop Dead Gorgeous. I've loved her for years. She's so fantastic. And, she plays Evelyn in Palm Royale, and she is so good in it. Laura Dern and her dad are in it. I love it. Okay, I was going to go in here, and I said this the other day, and then I didn't end up doing it. I was going to read some comments on the vlog. So let's go on here and read the comments. Let me get into this. Back home again in Indiana. Okay. Oh my god, I just remember what the dog's name was. Oh, I just remember part of it. Skippy. Was it Peppy Skippy? Don Johnson? Skippy was part of it. Skippy Don Johnson. It was Skippy Don Johnson. That's how we used to say it. I just remember that dog's name. Oh my god, I'm going to text him that. I'm going to text him and see if this is. Hey, was it Skippy? There was something before the Skippy. Skippy Don Johnson. There was something to do with Pepe, because it was, I kept on saying that he looked like that. Okay, but anyway, reading the comments on the vlog. Let's read the comments on the vlog. Peter's vlog, how are you? I can't stop. I called my vlog that. I should every day say why I called my vlog what I did the day before. So I can't stop was because I kept on going when I said I was going to stop. And look, now my hair looks so stupid. Oh, he just said yes! It was something, there was something else in that though. He's somebody always laughing emojis. Okay. Somebody said Costco for us is this is from Moonbeam, is a 2-hour drive there and back. It's been a while since we've been there, so that's our plan for Saturday. You're gonna go on a Saturday to Costco? That's gonna be a crowded Costco. Oh, these are these my new reading glasses? No, these are the blue ones. I took my new ones tonight. The ones that look like this, but they're like tortoiseshell. He just sent me a picture. Aww, he sent me a picture of us back in the day. Oh, look at that. God, I had brown hair. Look at this. I had brown hair and I had no beard. Oh my god, craziness. Look at that young one. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, have good luck tomorrow at Costco. I hope that you have fun. I hope that you get all you need. Make sure that you buy enough so you don't have to do that 2.5-hour drive. I wouldn't. Now my hair's looking so bad. See, it's like this area right here, right? That's why I always wear a hat. People are always like, oh, Peter's bald and he's losing hair. He's got a, baby, this receding hairline happened to me about 20 years ago. She done stopped, okay? Trust me, she done stopped. That receding hairline happened about 20 years ago. I panicked then, I ain't panicking now. I ain't trying to cover it up. Look, there she is, all the way back, okay? She's fine. My hair turned white when I was 23 and I colored it forever. But, oh my god, I was messing with my hair, trying to show you guys my hair, and my foot went forward and I hit the table and then the tripod fell. So anyway, but listen, you know what? I still think my hair looks nice, don't you? I still prefer myself with a hat versus hair. Amy said completely invested in the HOA conversation. I'm sure there will be many more to come this summer. See, now with my reading glasses on, I don't think it looks so nice. Anyway, it is what it is. Somebody said, sounds like your mom made the chicken Devon casserole. Some recipes, including the one it probably was. She just called it chicken curry. Maybe that's what it was. Chicken Devon? No, she called it chicken curry. What's chicken Devon? Chicken? I'm gonna look at this recipe and see. I'll know by looking at it. Chicken Devon. It was like cream of something mushroom. Oh, this does kind of look like it. Is there pictures of it? Oh, it does kind of look like that. I bet it was that. That is exactly what it looks like. I mean, it does look like that. God, you are so smart. But it didn't come in a glass thing. It came in a casserole. I bet it was. That's exactly what she made me back in the day. She's calling that chicken curry. It was chicken Devon. Okay. Mom trying to get away from something. Okay, Lucia said at 26:15 when I was talking about Tanya playing TV in the back. This is, okay, when you guys reference a time point, thank you for explaining what it was, Lucia, because I don't know when people just like randomly put down, they're like, and you can go to that, but like if I'm reading it on video, I'm not going to go to that part of the video, you know, and see it. Okay, but talking about Tanya playing TV in the background while she cleans out the pantry, and she said, meanwhile, I'm surrounded by canned foods, reorganizing the pantry. I live for that. And thank you, Amy, for letting me know that was chicken Devon. I mean, I can't make it anyway now because I don't eat chicken. I'm a vegetarian. But I'm sure that there's probably some meat substitute I could do for that. Okay, Casey said, oh my god, when they did our new roof on our condo, they showed up at 6 a.m. with no warning. It was violently loud, not to mention a mess of staples and nails everywhere. But on the bright side, I'm glad you said that because I'm going to think about that with Boo Radley walking out in the yard. But on the bright side, they got it all done in one day. They're amazingly fast. They were not out here for very long today. So I don't know if they're done for the weekend or whatever, and I have no idea who's next. I think our neighbors across the street are next. Okay. A lot of people are commenting on older vlogs. Here's Christy commenting on 2 of my old vlogs. Callie comment on some of my old vlog. Well, not old vlogs, but from a couple days ago. So, hey. Celine said, I love Palm Royale. I binge watched it with my mom and sisters. We all like the show a lot. I thought it was fantastic. Okay, Rosie said, you were eating the curry correctly. At least to my knowledge, LOL. I also was shown to spoon the rice and dip it into the curry. Green Thai curry is my favorite, especially with bamboo shoots and eggplant in it. Love you. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you, I love you too. And thank you for explaining that to me. Sandy said, I'm so jealous. Stevie still rocks. She sure does. Love her too. Okay. Shaylin, this is a couple videos ago, I was talking about, she said Yankee Candle used to have a black raspberry candle that I loved. You mentioning the pie reminded me. You know, I just want to say this, I was thinking about this last night. I'm not like a diehard fan of like any like candle company. I really like the Capri candles. I think they're worth their money. But, like, I have to really be sold on a candle. Like, those Santa's natural candles that I talked about last year, I love those. Trader Joe's candles, I love them. The Bath & Body Works versus the Goose Creek, to me, I have to be honest with you, I don't think either one of them are that great. I feel like they're made by the same manufacturer and they're distributed by 2 different companies. They look almost identical, the Goose Creek and the Bath & Body Works. I'm convinced it's the exact same manufacturer that's making both candles and that they're just selling them to 2 different distributors or 2 different stores. And so, so I'm like not convinced that, like, I don't really think one is greater than the other. I'm not like super impressed with the Goose Creek. I don't think any of them smell that great. I've been burning this in there, this raspberry lemonade by Goose Creek. I've been burning it in there for like 4 nights, and last night was like maybe 5 nights. Last night was like the first night it finally, like, there was some scent to the room. I cut the wick down. I do everything I'm supposed to do. Last night was like the first night there was actually some scent off the candle. I was like, it took 5 days for this to get into the scent. And even on the candle warmer, when I use the candle warmer where you don't light it, it just puts the lamp over it, the Bath & Body Works ones are okay, but the Goose Creek ones, they don't smell at all. So if you like the look of a candle, you don't really care about the scent, go crazy. Goose Creek's having a sale right now, not sponsored. I think they're having a sale like the one that I bought. I got enough candles, I'm not buying any right now, unless I see something I really want. But I think that next time I'm gonna buy like the Capri candles because I love how they smell, but they're super expensive is the thing. Like, I don't want to spend that much. They last a while. I feel like they're worth it because they make your house smell like a spa, and I love it, but they're more than like getting 3 wick candles for $6.99 on sale, you know. But it is what it is. Okay, let's see. People guessing. Sally was guessing the time and the day, or the time and the weather. Okay, let's see. Okay, so, so many people asked me if I would save the Stevie concert to my Instagram. Okay, so when I started seeing those, nobody asked me that until they were gone. And so I couldn't go back in and re-upload them. I didn't save all of them. I only saved like 3 of them. I can re-upload the ones that are saved, but they're like, I don't think that would make sense in any kind of context. Like, they're things that like, they're like the beginning of like Edge of 17. It's like her like dancing like this because it's so inspiring for that part for me. But I don't know that it would like, I uploaded it as the concert went, so I didn't save most of it, you know. Somebody said, I think I know the chicken curry you're talking about. It's called chicken Dijon. I think we know it's called chicken Devon now. I think we know that. But I know what chicken Dijon is. I love Dijon dressing. Okay. But I'm going to look that up too. Let's look at that up. chicken? No, what if it looks like both things? This would be so funny. They didn't spell Dijon, they spelled it D-E-J-O-N. Is that different? Okay. Chicken, D-E-J-O. Is there even a chicken named that way? No. Okay, so they must have just, okay, it must just be a misspell. Dijon chicken breasts. No, that's not it. But it looks good. I mean, I don't eat chicken, but that looks good. But that's not it. It's a chicken Devon is what it is. And my mom just added curry into it. This is what the chicken Dijon looks like. It's more like full breast of chicken and things like that. How can I be hungry and I just got home from eating? Okay, let's get back into some of the comments. Peter, what if you went to the gym with your neighbor? Would she take you with her from time to time? She absolutely would. I don't want to. I used to belong to the gym that she works out at. I don't want to go to that gym. She would be more than willing to take me. I have no desire to go to that gym. I have the weights in here to do that. I think for the summer, to be honest with you, if I get to the point where I'm running and then I'm lifting free weights 3 days a week, I'm totally fine with that. I don't feel like I need to do a lot more than that. Maybe like some Zumba or some, like Pilates or yoga, like videos of like what I find online or whatever. I don't feel like I need to like go back to like major weight training like I was doing 20 years ago. I don't even really want to do that, if you want to know the truth. But this summer, like, she and I were swimming some laps the other day at the pool, and I was like, I'm going to start coming up here on like 3-4 days a week and trying to swim laps for at least like 20 minutes. And then if I take a walk on top of that, and then I'm lifting weights 3 to 4 days a week, like, I feel like that's pretty good activity for me, at least to start with. And then by the fall, if I'm running, when I ran back in the day, there were periods of when I was running, and I'm talking running 5 to 7 miles a day, that was the only bit. I mean, it was like a full body exercise. So, I wasn't really lifting a lot back then. So, but I mean, yeah, she would absolutely take me to the gym if I wanted to go with her. I don't really have a desire to do that, but I think that's a good suggestion. Thank you. Brandy said, the way Peter can remember such vivid details childhood amazes me. I can't remember hardly any of mine. I always thought it was so cool. Oh, thank you. Caroline can't really remember much of her memory either. I'll be like, do you remember this happened? Like, it's weird what I remember though. Like, I don't remember everything from my childhood. It's not like I'm just like, if you said to me, okay, like, you're 3rd grade, like, I don't, like, that's not how it works. Like, I have very specific memories about very specific things. Like, I was talking to them tonight about this. I was like, like, how you have, like, a conversation with somebody and you, like, remember this, like, one thing? Like, we were talking about that tonight. I was, like, telling them something about this conversation that she and I had, like, 15 years ago. Like, I still remember, it's, like, this minute conversation. Like, why would anybody remember it? But I still do, right? So, it's like that. Like, every memory that I have is kind of, like, the memories that it's not like I remember everything. It's like, there's, obviously I'm sharing memories that I remember on a video. It's, it's not like if you were sitting across from me and say, okay, tell me about 2nd grade and, this and whatever. It's like I have certain attachments, like, like in elementary school. 2nd grade is actually interesting. Like, I don't really remember a lot about 2nd grade. 1st grade, I remember my kindergarten teachers, 1st grade teacher. 2nd grade, it's kind of hazy. 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. 5th grade was not a great year for me. 6th grade was a fantastic year for me. 7th and 8th grade were really hard for years for me. Nobody really even noticed me. I've talked about that a lot, that was almost like worse than the bullying, because it was like I existed at school and nobody ever saw me, talk to me, or anything. I mean, it was like I was almost friendless. I mean, it wasn't like I was almost friendless. I was friendless. 9th grade was when the girls started talking to me, and I made that friend group. Going into 10th grade, that's the group that I was in friends with. But, but like, even as I'm telling those stories, like, as I'm talking about 7th and 8th grade, I remember, like, when I think it was in 7th grade, was it in 6th grade? I feel like it was in 7th grade. Maybe it was 8th grade. I sanded my finger off. I was in shop class. And so, this is so sad. So when we were in junior high, like, you either had it, like, this is so old school, but you either had to take shop, like, wood shop and, all that kind of stuff, where you sand stuff and all that kind of stuff, or you had to take home ec, okay? So, you see in movies where it's, like, very split, but it wasn't in my school. It was like all the boys took shop, all the girls took home ec. I wanted to take home ec, obviously. I wanted to, be with my, some of the girls that were nice to me in class. I wanted to learn about this. I wanted to learn about that. I had no desire to be in a shop class whatsoever. In fact, that stuff kind of terrified me. But I was like, if you fight this and you take home ec and you're the one boy out of 30, it's like you're going to get completely called out for this. Like, it's going to be horrible for you, right? So I was in shop class, and it was on a sander, and it was like we were making these race cars out of wood, and I like wasn't holding it down. I just was like pushing it against it, and my thumb went, I was holding it like against like this, and my thumb went up, and like it sanded off my thumb. I had to go to the emergency room and stuff like that. The shop teacher, I remember, there was like one that was really rude, and there was one that was super, super nice. It was interesting because sometimes, like, I look back and I kind of wonder why that was, but sometimes I look back and like some of the most masculine teachers were some of them that were like the nicest to me. I don't know if it was just they took pity on me or what it was. I have no idea. Like the football, okay, so he was my gym teacher at Carmel High School. His name was Jim Belden, and he was the football coach for the Greyhounds. Took him like to state many, many times. This man was unbelievably kind to me. Like, I mean, he knew, he could tell the kind of shit that I was, like, getting in school, and, like, made gym much easier for me, and, like, basically made me his assistant and stuff like that. He was fantastic. And we never even had a conversation about it. Like, he didn't say, like, are people bullying you? Or, like, are people giving you a hard time? I can just remember, like, the first, like, couple days of class, he kind of, like, looked at me, and, like, people would say stuff, and he'd be like, hey, we're gonna we'll hold it down over there, and stuff like that. And, you know, and, like, I remember it was, like, a couple days after that, and he just was like, you're gonna be my assistant. And, like, he just, and it wasn't like we ever had, like, a great relationship, or we talked a lot, or I felt like I could confide in him. He just protected me in that class, you know, and I didn't have a lot of teachers that did that. There was one shop teacher that was like that, and then there was one shop teacher that was, like, really, really rude. So, you know, it's kind of, support comes in really interesting places sometimes. Oh, Tia, girl, I'm gonna get you. She said, when Alex asked what you wanted to watch, you should have said damsel, LOL. Heather said, LOL, hey, Tia. I wanted to read on here. Somebody's like, oh, I want to be as famous as Tia. I need to keep on, it's like day 4 of asking for a shout out. Somebody said, okay, curry dishes are typically served over rice, but you can just eat it. I don't eat a lot of rice, so I eat it by myself. Yeah, I loved it by itself, but I loved it with the rice too. Okay. Marissa said, I always binge Schitt's Creek around the holidays. I love Schitt's Creek. Hey, Diana, how are you? She comments on every one of my videos. You are so good about that. Okay, Bob said Under the Bridge is good. Sad and disturbing, but good. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. So it's about this woman that returns to Victoria, Canada, I think it's Victoria, Canada, to write a book about the girls of Victoria. Maybe it's not Canada. Maybe it's just like Washington, Victoria, Washington. I think it's Canada, though. I don't know. But maybe it's just Washington. I don't know. And her brother has, like, passed away, and it's, like, very speculative, but, like, you kind of assume he, like, maybe, like, took his life years ago. She hasn't been home in 10 years, and then, like, this girl that you think they had been in a relationship, but you're not really sure, maybe they were just friends. She is, like, a police officer, and then it kind of collides with the story of these girls that are in this group home, and this one girl goes missing that she's been back at her, like, with her family, and she goes missing after a fight, and they don't know what happens with her, and then she turns up dead, and it's kind of like the thriller, the mystery around it. It is so, so, so good. Somebody said it was so good. Oh, who is this? Anna said it was so good and sad and disturbing. Left me feeling so sad. Well, hey, listen, I love a good sad show too. Marissa said, I legit was tearing up watching your IG stories of the concert because you've been through so much. Aw, and I know how much Stevie means to you. It felt like you had a small God moment. I really did feel that way. That made things come full circle. That's why I told you I was so proud of you. I'm just so happy you had fun because you deserve that. I love the phrase God moment. Just I have to briefly say that. First of all, your comment, Marissa, was so sweet. Thank you. There was a moment tonight at dinner, you know, like, and it was like Alex was talking, and like we were like kind of like this. I was talking to her, and he was talking to her husband, and we were talking about something like really deep, and I just like reached over and I grabbed her hand and I said, you know, that was a God moment for you, and she just like teared up, and I was like, I just love friends that you can go deep with, you know? I just love that so much. I love the saying God moments. I think there's so many God moments in life, and sometimes God moments don't come wrapped up pretty. They don't come the way that we want them to come. Sometimes God moments come to us in very difficult situations, and we learn from situations, and, you know, sometimes God moments come in the form of forgiveness and a bill we didn't expect, that we learned that, you know, I learned how to save money through bills I couldn't pay back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, that's what really started me, like, doing all this back in the day. So, you know, about saving money and getting out of debt and all that kind of stuff. So, Jen said, hey, Peter, my day has been made. Oh, you are so sweet. Hey, Tracy. Here's Kate. She said, First Peter, I loved watching your Stevie Nicks stories on Instagram. Thank you so much. Here's Rachel. Hey, Rachel with the blue hearts. Here's Matt. Hey, Matt, how are you with the blue hearts? Okay. Somebody said, H3 talked about Rolex today, and I agree that, I don't know what this means, with AB. Who's AB? I'm like, who's that? Okay. That fake Rolex are so prevalent in the Midwest, most people will assume you have a fake, so no thanks. I think most people assume that, that most fakes are, that most Rolex are fake anyway. I think most people assume that. But not like a new one. Like not a newer brand that just came out. Oh, not a newer brand, but a newer like model that just came out in the last 2. I know watches. I love watches. Okay. I mean, there are some that people would be like, that's a fake. That's not a fake. Things like that. Right? So, okay. He said again, love you, Peter, but big no to audio only podcast. I know I won't, and I believe that doesn't work so good for people that are mainly YouTubers. Not going to get enough crossovers that will like audio only. It's just my opinion, though, and I would watch every second of a YouTube version twice at least. Okay, so it's interesting that you say that, because one of the reasons why I said that we would probably start at just doing audio and not video is because of the vast amount of people, or mass amount of people through the years that have asked me to turn the vlog specifically into, I mean, and I'm totally open to suggestions, and I know that you followed me for a long time. I've seen that you follow me on Instagram and send me DMs, so I appreciate your suggestion, but a lot of people have asked me for years, they're like, could you please turn your vlog into like a podcast form so I could just listen to it in the car, so I could just listen to it as I'm walking so I don't have to watch a video. A lot of people asked that. That was one of the reasons why, like if we were going to start a podcast, I wasn't going to get a whole setup to do it if it wasn't going to take off and nobody was going to be interested in it. You know, if it was just going to be a passion project that we were going to do for like 6 months or something like that. So it's interesting to me that you said that. I would actually like to know more people in the comment section below. Like, if more people are more apt to watch me and Caroline do a podcast if you can see us. I mean, listen, that's real easy, because we just, like, set up something and, you know, we have a place to do that, so we just film it. It's real easy to just set a camera up, film the whole thing, and then do the audio and transcribe it to a podcast. It's not, like, that's not hard to do, right? But, like, and actually, if I did it, I would probably, I don't know if I would start a whole new channel or if I would just do like the first season and save them and do it on my drama channel or something like that and just call it another, you know, a playlist, or I don't know how we would do that. We would figure it out. I mean, we're not even anywhere near that yet. We've just kind of thrown the idea around, but I'd be kind of interested to know, would people be more interested in if it, I mean, if I did it as a if we did it as a video, we would also do it as like audio as well. So I just want to rule that out, but I just want to make that very, very clear. But that's interesting to me that somebody said that they wouldn't listen to it if it was Audible, because I've gotten so many people that have begged me to turn my vlogs into Audible podcast. So, which I'm not planning on doing that. So, it was so funny because I asked, okay, I asked about the membership thing because, like, every time I do Q&As on Instagram, people always ask me, they're like, I mean, I literally, like, 4 to 10 people every time I do a Q&A will be like, and I know who the people are because they've watched my videos for years. I know their names. They comment and they'll be like, please do memberships. Like, have you ever considered memberships? Like, I would love doing memberships and whatever. And when I said that in videos, there were several people that were like, I absolutely would not do memberships, and I'm going to have to stop watching this vlog if you're going to do memberships because I can't afford that. I made it very, very clear that I was never going to, like, not continue doing my vlog. I was going to continue doing my vlog every single day. I wasn't going to charge for that. And then somebody was like, I can't afford to go to Patreon. Like, when are you going to Patreon? And this is where it's interesting what people like. People pick and choose what they hear in videos. It doesn't usually happen over here. I mean, with people that don't like me. But it was interesting because somebody was like, when are you going to Patreon? Like, I can't afford Patreon. And I was like, whoa, slow down a second. Okay, this is how the rumor mill gets started. I said in that video specifically, I said, if YouTube closed down, I would go to Facebook or Instagram or start a Patreon. I didn't say, I made it very clear. I was not planning on doing that anytime soon. In fact, with, oh my God, I hit the table again. This is not, I gotta end this. I was gonna do a 30-minute vlog max, and I gotta end this in a second here. But anyway, I am not going to I made that very clear in the video. I'm not going over to the Patreon. I'm not charging you. In fact, I even said in there, I'm like doing so many videos every single day. Like, what is it that people ask me all the time? It's like, can you come up with new merch? Or they're like, oh, you should start merch. And I'm like, it's linked underneath there. It's been linked for years. It's the same old merch that's been up there. And so I actually put this on this list the other day. I was like, come up with new merch. She do. There was another saying that I was going to do. And so if you guys have merch ideas, if you want merch, put it in the comment section below. People are like, well, we'll support you by buying your merch. Like, if I was really like, I was talking in that video about there are other ways that like, maybe I should link some of these things. I have like, so many people that contact me, like other YouTubers and stuff, that are like, do you realize like you are doing hauls and this, if you were linking all this stuff, obviously appropriately, they're like, people would buy it. Like whenever I say stuff in a video, I don't ever, like, I'll be like, oh, I just got these new glasses. People be like, oh, like when I showed the Stevie Nicks t-shirts, people were like, when I bought them in a haul, people were like, I just ran over to Amazon and bought that Stevie shirt. I just bought that recovery shirt. I mean, I can make money from all of that stuff. I don't ever hardly link it, right? And part of it's out of laziness. So that's really what I was just saying in that, like, should I start linking stuff? Should I do this? Whatever. I have no desire to go and start yet another platform on pay. Listen, the vlog ain't changing, you know? Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, would you ever leave YouTube? You're gonna have to drag me off YouTube. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not charging anybody for stuff unless you want to buy it, like a Cameo or merch, and the Cameo is listed below, the merch is listed below. If y'all want me to come up with a new merch, I'll do it. But it's like, I've never really made that much money off that stuff. I mean, I do it really more that people can have that stuff, you know, whatever. People send me all the time their pictures of them and made themselves a t-shirt, and they're like, beast, you know, it's like, you know, whatever. I'm like, hey, you made your own t-shirt, I live for it, you know, like, I mean, that doesn't hurt my feelings. It's not like, oh my God, they didn't buy my merch. I'm like, I don't even know if the last time somebody bought my merch. I appreciate it if you did, you know, but like, it's not for me. Like, I just feel so blessed that I get to do this every day. If I didn't, I can tell you right now, at 11:30 at night, I wouldn't be sitting out here filming a vlog after I just went to dinner, you know, and hung out with my husband. I love this. I love this so much. I don't have a need. It's like the red light just started flashing at me. This has been a mess. I don't have a need to turn this into, like, you know, this huge money-making machine. But, so I just wanted to clarify that. This is going to stop. Let me go put another battery in and I'll finish this. Okay, I'm back. And as I hit the record button, I was like, did I just delete everything that I vlogged? But here's my battery. Okay, to kind of like close up what I was saying, because I was trying to like rush it to get done before the battery died. I knew it was just going to stop. It was just going to stop all of a sudden. I was going to be like, okay, mid-sentence, like, and then I was going to have to get the battery anyway. So I was like, let's just do it. Okay, to be very, very clear about this, I feel blessed and lucky that I get to get up every single day and do something that I absolutely 100% love. And that on top of that, it's lucrative enough that I can pay, you know, my bills on top of that and also save money. I'm not somebody that, like, I'm fine, you know, having enough. Like, I think I've talked about this for a long time. For years and years and years, I needed more and more and more. I'm not at my life today somebody that needs more and more and more. Having enough, having a roof over my head, things like that, and having the blessing that there are people like you that want to watch my video, I feel so blessed by that, right? Like, I feel lucky and I feel blessed. I think it's a little bit of both. And I'm so incredibly grateful for it. I don't feel like I need to do all this and all this and all this, right? Like, people have encouraged me to link things. There was a whole conversation I was talking about, like, it takes so much longer to link the things. People have encouraged me to do that. They're like, you should. You're showing us stuff anyway, right? And so I think to myself sometimes, well, should I? Maybe I should, you know? Maybe it would pay for my groceries for the month, or maybe it would pay for all my audiobooks that I get. Maybe I should start linking some of that stuff, you know? And then sometimes I'm just like, no, you know, like, whatever. And no, I don't want to do the work. And no, I don't care, even, you know, whatever. And I just want to have fun and just film videos and all that kind of stuff. The only reason I ever said that about, like, I don't want anybody to, like, worry and, like, you know, freak out. Peter's going to Patreon, blah, 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 whatever. No, that's not the case. The only reason I said that was that if somebody said if YouTube was gone tomorrow, and I was like, if YouTube was gone tomorrow, I would find some other platform to go to, like Facebook, Instagram, and I think I threw out Patreon. I even said, if I remember correctly, I said something about, like, but I would charge a very, like, you have to charge something, but I would charge very low amount, like $1 a month. month. And somebody commented, was like, well, I can't afford that. My first thought was, you can't afford $1 a month. Okay. Number two, I'll pay it for you if you can. If you really want to watch my videos at that, I'll pay that for you, okay? But second of all, I was like, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Like, I don't plan to go anywhere, charge anybody for this. The only reason that I ever ask about the memberships is because I get so many questions. So if I'm getting a lot of questions about it on my Instagram, I'm like, I might as well bring it up. I know people that have memberships. I ain't joining their memberships. I ain't joining their Patreons. Hey, listen, I'm right there with you, okay? The membership thing, it's one ear out the other. I heard what everybody said, okay? But I will say this, there were a couple people that like commented on the videos and were like, I think you should do memberships, but nobody told me what to do on the membership. So listen, we're gonna let the membership thing go, okay? I'm done with the membership thing. But I don't want anybody to be like worried, like, oh, he's gonna start charging for this, or nothing's changing. Nothing changes. Listen, I'm a creature of comfort, okay? I don't like change. I don't like all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be here tomorrow night, just like I was here tonight. I'm going to be here 2 nights from now. Well, I hope, unless I decide to take a nap and I oversleep or something. But, you know, I plan to be here, okay, next year. I mean, this is the 8th year of consistently vlogging. I plan to be here at 9 years, at 11 years, at 14 years, at 13 years, at 16 years. I plan to continue to vlog. Free access to everybody out there that wants to watch it until I can no longer vlog. That's my plan. This channel is the channel I will go off YouTube on. And I know that, you know, like, I love this channel. I love this vlog with all of my heart, and I feel so blessed that all of you watch it and that I become part of your daily ritual in some way or another, that whether it's in the morning or at night, whether it's you guys are in bed watching me as you fall asleep, or you're putting your makeup on, or making the kids breakfast in the morning, or whatever you're doing, like, that alone is such an incredible blessing, right? Like, that is amazing to me that so many people have allowed me in their life. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I joke about that and I say that I'm not going anywhere in my drama channel, but I'm not going anywhere. And I just threw that out, you know, because people were asking me about it. Not a great idea. I get it. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not bent out of shape about it. I don't even know how to do memberships, if you want to know the truth. And I wouldn't know how to start a Patreon. So until I have to, I ain't going to, okay? But, you know, like, I just didn't want anybody to worry about that. Even if it was just 1 or 2 people. I just want you to know, it's enough for me. Like, when people send me stuff, I always say, like, I show it in PO unboxings because I think it's so kind that people send me things. But I always say, don't ever feel like you need to send me anything. Not a card, not a gift, nothing, okay? I appreciate it. It's more than enough that you choose to watch my videos, that you choose me, right? Like, that's cool. That's really a cool thing, you know? I was talking, or I was reading this article, not an article, but it was like this thread on Twitter the other day by this guy that I like, that does like he analyzes YouTube a lot and whatever. He followed me a long time ago, so I followed him. And he does a lot of videos about like how to be successful on YouTube and all this kind of stuff. It's the kind of stuff that if I followed it, it would not work for me. Because what's worked for me is always just being who I am, following my heart, making the videos about what I want to make them about, and just trying to make people happy and be an escape for people, or share an endearing story that means something to me or whatever. It's never been about like trying to trick the system and what thumbnail to use and all that kind of stuff. But I think it does work for some people, right? So that's what a lot of his videos are about. But he was talking about, you know, like older creators that are like 40 plus years old. I mean, he was giving a lot of really good information. I really respect this guy a lot. His name is Roberto Blake. I don't know if he's problematic. I don't think he is. But he gives a lot of great information. He does Twitter threads and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then he does videos about it. A lot about being successful on YouTube. Very nice guy. And so I was reading this article, and it was about 40 plus creators. And that's why I started, well, that wasn't an article. It was like a long thread. He does these long threads, you know, on Twitter. And so I was reading it, and I was like, yeah, I can see like what he's saying like would work for most people, right? But like, all these people underneath there were like, I've been on YouTube for 10 years and I have 200 subscribers. And, you know, somebody was like, I've been on YouTube for 6 years and I started when I was like 30 and I'm now, you know, 36. Or somebody would say like, I'm 60 and I'm an older creator, and somebody was like, I'm 45 and I'm an older creator and I've been on YouTube for 5 years or 8 years, like the same amount of time as me, and I've got like, you know, 134 subscribers and I wish my channel would grow. We all want that. That's why I say when anybody says to you, because the #1 question I get asked from people that reach out to me to ask for suggestions, they always say, how do I get more views in my videos? How do I get more subscribers? I'm not obsessed with the numbers at all. I was thinking about this yesterday. I was like looking at something. I was like, I don't even know. If you ask me like right now, like how many subscribers do you have on like your Peterisms channel? I honest to God, I have no idea. I wouldn't even know where to guess. I know it's not 60. I think it's like 20 something, maybe 30 something. I have no clue. I don't even know how many subscribers I have on this vlog right now, you know? And so I'm not obsessed with it. I just feel blessed with what I get. That doesn't mean that I don't look at videos and I'm like, oh, people, like, I'll sometimes look at the past 4 videos because that's what comes up in your creator app, and I'll be like, well, this video did well, so people obviously like this one more than they like these other ones. So I'll, like on my drama channel, so I'll do more of that. On my vlog one, I hardly ever look at that stuff. I might look at like, oh, what days do people look at it, and like compare like a Saturday to a Monday or something like that. But even like then, rarely that, right? And so I'm not somebody that gets all ate up with that, but we all, like, if the number is bigger, it means more people are watching us, and that feels good inside, because we want people, we're making videos because we want people to watch them. There's no bullshit about that, right? And I've said that for a very long time. Anybody that tells you that they don't care about the views, well, then who are you making videos for? Yourself? Like, just to look at yourself? Because it's not about all that, right? Like, we want to make people happy. We want to uplift people and give them an escape, or share a moment with them, or inspire them, or motivate them, or have them inspire or motivate us. And I don't know how, because I never set out about having any kind of grand plan to do that, but somehow that's what I built over here, and I'm really like happy about that. Like, I feel it's like one of the coolest things, and I'm so entirely grateful for each and every single one of you. It's a gift that you guys decide to watch my videos, right? You know, and so I just want to say I really, really appreciate it. It means the world to me, and so I just want to clear that up a little bit. So anyway, yeah, and if you're wanting to build your channel and you want to like follow some kind of thing, go check him out, because he's great. He knows what he's talking about. And he's a really nice guy too. He's like really dedicated everything to all of that. But like, that's just not ever anything that's ever worked for me. But you know, when I look back on my life, when people would say, I've never taken the conventional route on anything in my life. When people would say things to me like, I remember writing my entrance, there was like this 25-page essay thing that we had to answer about all this, you know, to get into graduate school for social work. And it was always questions. I remember the question was like, who is like a role model of yours in the social work field? And I remember talking to like somebody that I knew that was in the school of social work, and I was like, I said, how honest should I be about my sobriety on this thing? And they're like, oh, I don't know, you know, like whatever. I was 100% honest. I was 100% honest about being gay, about being bullied. I shared it all. I thought, it's all or nothing. I'm gonna throw it all out there, and it's either it's gonna work or it's not. And I'll never forget this, because one of my professors later said that was the thing that changed, like made her, like, you know, vote for me. And like later I also heard that it was like unanimous acceptance, which was amazing. But on who was my role model within the social work field, you know, all these people put on these famous social workers and things like that, and I could have done that, but I put my dad. And I said, you know, my dad was a surgeon, and that after church on Sundays, when my parents were, you know, separated, then I was with him for the weekend, that, you know, we would go over to somebody's house, and you know, that person, you know, this was in an era that doctors didn't do house calls anymore. My dad never did anything conventionally either. My dad did what was in his heart and in his soul, and I really got that from my dad, you know? And that we would go over to somebody's house, and we would sit out there and I'd be in my little tie after church and whatever, and my dad would have to go in and change this guy's dressings and whatever, and we'd be sitting in the car from their house. My dad would say, okay, we're going to go into, let's say his name was Mr. Smith's house, and you know, Mr. Smith, like, he lost his hand because he works in a factory and he can't work right now. He can't support his family and pay their bills. So when you go in there, Peter, you be very respectful. You call him Mr. Smith. Yes, Mr. Smith. Say, yes, Mrs. Smith. You know, thank them for their hospitality and things like that. Be very respectful. This is a man that has, like, lost not only, you know, the ability to his hand, but he's also, like, lost a lot because he can't provide for his family. It's really hard for him. My dad would explain that to me at 6, 7, 8 years old. And then we would go in the house, you know, and no intention of staying to eat or anything. And my dad would be on the floor. This guy would be in a recliner. I can see it in my head, this one house. And my dad would be, like, changing the dressing. How's it been? Like, what shows have you been watching? All this kind of stuff. On a Sunday after church. This was who my father was, right? And, you know, the guy would be talking to him and whatever with me, saying a lot. And I can remember, like, this one instance where the woman, the wife came in and she was like, you know, Dr. Mom, would you like to stay for dinner today? And, like, we had plans to go dinner somewhere or whatever, and my dad would look at her and he would say, absolutely. You know, she'd say, we're having meatloaf. Would you like to stay for dinner? My dad would say, absolutely. Peter and I would love to stay for dinner. And we would stay for dinner. And my dad was always so polite and so charming. And, you know, never, I don't know. My dad did, and I can remember, like, telling, you know, like, being at, like, my dad's doctor's office or in the hospital or whatever with my dad, and they'd be like, they would joke with him and be like, you know, they used to call my dad Monzo, like, Monzo, you still, like, do, like, you're the only doctor I know that still does house calls, you know, that's, like, a surgeon and whatever. My dad's like, I'll never stop doing that. My dad never stopped doing house calls until he retired. He never did. He always did them. He always led with his heart, and I got that from my dad. And I've never done anything conventionally. I've never done what other people have told me because this is the right way to do it, you know? I wanted to be on YouTube because I felt like I didn't know what I would do if I couldn't be on YouTube. Now I'm on YouTube and I have 7 channels. People told me that it was stupid to have 2 channels. People told me nobody has 4 channels. People told me nobody has 6 channels. I have 7 channels. Most of them are doing pretty good. If even one person is watching it, that's a good day for me. I got 7 channels that are successful. I'm very happy about it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm happiest because I get to do 7 different things on 7 different channels, and some people like to watch it, and that's an amazing thing, you know? And I feel today like I have a miraculous life, and you guys have given me that. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so, so incredibly grateful for it, you know? Anyway, I'm going to get off here now. I've talked a lot longer than I thought I would. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. I love you guys so much. I really do. I think, you know, I sometimes say this in my cameos, but I don't think people really understand truly how blessed I feel that this is the world that I walked into 8 years ago. I never thought in a million years that there would be a day where I'd be like, okay, you know, like, I gotta go home, like, I'm not gonna miss a day from vlogging, so I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna vlog before I even, like, take my clothes off, like, take my shoes off, put my Birkenstock clogs on, you know, vlog, because I love this. I feel so blessed. You guys have given me that, simply by watching my channel and sticking around. That's a gift, and I'm forever grateful for it. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.